Okay, let's get started. I hope you
Yeah,
can hear me, right?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so in today's session, we are going to discuss about some basic and commonly asked questions in interviews. Okay,
Right.
now let me open my document.
Yeah, Kasif.
Okay, let's get started. So I will be asking you some of the questions related to Microsoft Intune. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, so this is gonna be for level 1 and level 2. Okay,
Yeah,
mix questions level 1 and level 2, not the architect level. Understood?
yeah, correct, correct.
So first question, have you deploy custom configuration policy? If yes, then how?
Okay, custom config policy.
Mhm.
Yes, we have deployed custom policy using Intune Admin Center to deploy the app.
Deploy the app.
Yeah, custom config policy. No policies. Yes, for custom config policy. Think most probably you're talking about OMI URI find.
Yeah, suppose if you have to deploy some configuration policy, then how do you approach? What will be your approach?
I will go to devices, Windows and configuration policy. Click
Yeah.
on the profile and create that policy.
Okay. Now, suppose I have 5,000 computers and I need to create a registry key in all those 5,000 computers. Okay, registry key. In every machine, we have to have a registry key, a specific registry key I need to create in HKLM. So how do you do that through Intune?
We can use OMI URI for that. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
we can use OMI URI because a template, it's not available. Configuration policy is not available in the template one.
yeah,
Uh, Also, it is not available in the setting catalog. So you have to choose custom configuration policy. That you will find it in template. And
okay,
in custom, you have to use OMI URI. Okay. Now, suppose I have to deploy policy for non-Microsoft application. For example, I need to deploy policy for Adobe Reader. In Adobe Reader, I need to make sure Adobe Reader should be the default uh, PDF application. You know, when people will open PDF files, it should open in Adobe Reader by default. It should not open in Google Chrome or Edge browser. How do you do that? Hmm? Any idea? You're there or disconnected?
yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Did you?
actually, it's some. Yeah, can you repeat the question again, sir?
Okay, my question was, suppose we have 5,000 computers, Windows
Yeah,
machines. On
yeah,
those machines, we have like, PDF, Adobe Reader is installed in all the machines. Okay. Now,
okay,
some of the people, when they open PDF files, it's opening in Google Chrome or Edge browser. I need to make sure PDF file should open in Adobe Reader application itself, and no user can change that one. How do you approach this? How will you do this? So everyone will use PDF reader to open.
I mean, such policy we can deploy. You just want the policy should only be open on Adobe Reader, not on the Edge browser or any other browser, right? This is a
Yeah,
question.
PDF. Yeah, the PDF files are there in every machine. PDF files are there. People are opening PDF files, but some people are opening in Google Chrome. Some people are opening in Edge browser. Some people are using PDF reader to open PDF files. My requirement is that everyone should use, by default, it should use a PDF Adobe Reader to open PDF files in every machine. So how do you create a policy so that in every machine it should
I
uh,
believe can we use app protection policy for that to open Adobe by default?
no. Application protection policy is for different thing, not for making
Okay,
application default. Basically, we would like to make PDF reader as the default application for opening PDF files.
okay.
Okay. So how will you deploy policy for Zoom application? Suppose I have Zoom application installed in 5,000 machines. Now I need to make sure Zoom application should get upgraded automatically silently without any pop-up to the users. Plus, I would like to make sure when people will join meetings, their camera should be turned off, their um, audio should be muted.
I mean, we can create one policy for this. I mean, before deploying any app, you can use a policy to, to fix that thing. I don't remember that policy, but yeah, we can create a
Okay.
policy initially.
Yeah, basically we have to create policy, but is the policy available in Intune by default?
Yes, it is presented by default. I don't remember the policy name, but yeah, it is by default. It is there. We don't have to create manually.
It is not there. Okay,
Okay,
let me answer that question. So policy for non-Microsoft application is not available, like Zoom, Adobe Reader, it's
okay.
not available. What you have to do for these applications, in case if you have to modify some of the things in non-Microsoft application, you will have to download ADMX template, the policy file.
Okay, yes, ADMX template.
Yeah,
Okay,
from vendor website, from
yeah,
Zoom
yeah, yeah.
or
Got
from
it.
Adobe, or if you have to do it for Java or Google Chrome or Firefox, you need to import these ADMX template and add it into Intune portal, and then you can create policy for these applications. Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, ADMX template. Yeah, you that day. I remember that class. I mean, in Mozilla Firefox, we done that, and
Yeah.
for Zoom, we have done that. So that single sign-on should only be there, not by Gmail or any other ADMX template. Yeah, got it.
Right. Suppose
Okay,
I have to deploy one application, let's
okay,
say let's say Java. Latest version of Java is released by Oracle,
okay.
and we have old version of Java installed in 5,000 machines.
Yeah.
How will you upgrade that application from old version to the latest version? Also, you need to make sure the compatibility issue should not come. If you upgrade Java in every machine blindly, what will happen? Some people will complain that their application has stopped working on the new version. It was working fine on the old version. So how will you deploy the latest version of Java, and also making sure that they don't get any compatibility issue?
I mean, first we need to identify which version of Java. Let's say if Java
For
have a
example,
version. Yeah.
Java 1.8.200 is installed in everywhere. 1.8.200. Now you have to upgrade that to 1.8.500.
Okay. So I I mean, can we use a supersedence method to do that? I mean, in supersedence, we can tell this is a version, and then if we apply the supersedence, that can deploy the replace the existing version of Java.
Okay. But what about the people whose applications are still compatible with the old version? The new version of Java is not supported. What will you do for them?
I mean, can we do a silent installation, so silent update, so that we don't give any notification to the user in that
That's
case?
okay. That's okay. You have, let's say, out of 5,000 computers, in 500 machines, old version of Java is installed, right? I mean,
Okay.
the old version old version of Java is required because of the compatibility issue. You cannot upgrade them. So how will you make sure that those 500 machines do not receive the latest application?
I mean, that case. mm,
So
When
for
we
them,
Yeah, for if we try to deploy the app, we will make sure we should make sure that we should install the version. We update that particular version initially when they sync their company portal. It automatically got pushed to get installed.
no, no, this is for the people who has no problem with the latest version. What about the people who will complain, whose applications are still working on the old version of
No
Java?
idea.
You cannot. So
No idea.
you can put them in exclusion during deployment. Okay.
Okay,
What you can
exclusion.
do, you can create a group of those 500 machines where you do not want to install the latest version of Java, and then put them in the exclusion list so that deployment will not happen on those machines. Otherwise, you will
Okay.
create work for yourself.
Yeah, correct. Because they get escalated that case that
Ah,
our version is working fine. So basically, after in 5,000 machine for 500, 4,500 we will deploy. For
hmm,
500 we'll create an exclusion group and we'll put those users in that exclusion group so that the deployment won't affect that version, right?
right.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Now, next question is, can we find out if a specific setting is present on the machine or not? For example, I'll give you an example. I need to make sure all my devices having the latest version of Java,
I mean,
specific version of Java.
uh,
Is it
I
possible?
mean, yes, it is possible. I mean, we
How?
can. Uh, when we make some policy, we can make that if the Java was not be installed in next 30 days, the machine get non-compliant. One of the reason the machine get non-compliant, or we get some notification, we create some notification. This machine is about to non-compliant if next 30 days, if the version is not get updated. Can we do that?
You are partially correct. Actually, we have to create one compliance policy,
Yeah.
right? And in compliance policy, we can deploy um, PowerShell and JSON script. Basically, we need two script. PowerShell first to identify whether the latest version is installed or not. And JSON script is to check the result of PowerShell and mark the device as compliant or non-compliant. If the device has a latest version, it will mark the device as compliant. If the device has old version, it will mark the device as non-compliant. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Now, next is, can Intune directly takes information from on-premises Active Directory?
Not really. We need a bridge between that. This cannot be possible because we need Azure AD Connect to be bridged. First, it got synced, then it can be the information can be synced up. Before that, I
So,
think it won't.
so Intune can take information from Active Directory after the synchronization.
Yeah, after the synchronization, yes, correct.
So Intune can directly take it.
Not directly take it. First, need to be synchronized. First, we need to create a bridge between the on-prem and the cloud. Then,
So once the bridge is connection is done, for example, there is a connection established between on-premises domain controller, right?
yeah, correct.
Now, Intune can access Active Directory
No,
after the connection.
no, it can only access the policies which been pushed from the on-prem, but it cannot access the Active Directory. Active Directory is the on-prem part.
Intune can never connect to
Active Directory.
on-premises domain controller. Intune always takes information from intra ID.
Yeah, intra
Got
ID,
it?
right.
Intra ID is the one which takes the information from domain controller, and from intra ID, the information is passed to
Intune.
Intune.
Yeah,
Got it?
correct.
Now, have you worked on conditional access policy?
Yes, we have.
Why do we use conditional access policy?
Conditional access policy we require for the security purpose. Let's say if we don't encourage someone to install a application which is not been part of company portal or not been pooled in that portal. So we require conditional access just to secure the environment, or any unauthorized access been in the login, or any end user cannot access any application which is not authorized, not licensed, I will say. That's why we can require conditional access to secure the environment.
You are partially correct in this one. Conditional access generally we use for making sure the access is given only on certain condition. Okay.
Yeah,
So access will be given to the employees only on certain condition. If they fulfill the condition, they are able to access company resources. Otherwise, they cannot. For example, if employees' computer are compliant, then they can access company resources. Otherwise, they will lose access.
yeah,
If
compliant with the part.
yeah,
Yeah,
if the employees' computer are hybrid joint devices, then they can access company resources. This is
okay.
second example. Third example, if employee's computer is in a different location, in not in a trusted location. For example, if employees are supposed to be in India, but employee has traveled from India to UK or US, then it is going to check the device location,
Yeah,
and based on the device location, it will block user not to have access based on the location. Got it? Clear? You there or disconnected?
okay. Hello.
Yes. Are you able
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Have you used Graph API? If yes, can
Yeah,
you give me
graph.
one example? Why do we need Graph API?
I mean, Graph API is just an application program interface used to, I mean, collect data. Collect it's for collecting the logs for other app, to how to integrate how the app behaves in the Intune environment, so we can get those logs in that context. Graph API we usually used to synchronize the data from one app to another app, how the data is behaving in the Office 365 environment or in any machine.
Okay. Graph API is basically to connect to Intune through a different application. I'll give you one example. For example, in our training, we did patch my PC. You remember?
Yeah, patch my PC.
So patch my PC needed connection to our Intune to publish application. Patch my PC was supposed to publish application to our Intune portal. So we used Graph API to give permission to our Intune portal. So patch my PC received permission using Graph API. Got
Okay.
it? So a Graph API is basically is a backend part of Intune. It's like a communication bridge. You know, whatever the changes you would like to do in Intune, suppose configuration policy or compliance policy. So all your changes goes to Graph API, and Graph API will then connect to the Intune in the backend and do the configuration.
Configuration policies. Correct. Okay.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so in Azure Active Directory, if we create any user account,
Correct.
if you create any user account, then will it get synchronized in on-premises Active Directory?
Uh, Not directly, but if you have Azure AD Connect installed in the on-prem Active Directory, yes, it can be synchronized. But if the Azure AD Connect is not there, AD Connect is not there in the on-prem, it won't synchronize.
Okay.
Am I
Now,
correct or right?
yeah, if on-premises Active Directory is synchronized with Azure
Azure,
Active Directory, plus you also need to enable write back feature, write back.
yeah,
Okay,
right back feature.
then only it will do the synchronization. Now, suppose you have deployed one application in 5,000 computers.
Okay.
Now, in 5,000 machines, application is installed in 4,500 computers successfully. But in 500 machines, the application is either not installed or it is pending for installation, right?
Yeah.
And some of the machines it is failed. What will be your approach? How will you take a look on the issues and troubleshoot them?
Firstly, I will check the machine is compliant or not. If the machine is non-compliant, then there's no point to check that. First, we need to make sure the machine should be compliant to receive the policies. If it is not, then we need to check. We can push the machine to sync again. Let's say 500 machine, in 500 we utilize the 200 machine is not compliant, so we'll make sure that all those 200 machines should be compliant again, sync again, to retrieve all those new policies which have been featured. In that way we can fix it. This is a one workaround. And the second thing is that, let's say user machine is compliant and still he's getting the error, then we need to read the logs. I mean, what exactly the backend error is. If there is any supersedence is required, let's say the application require any dependency on other application, like if you're using Visio and you need Notepad++ to be installed first, then your application should work. So these things need to be taken care.
Okay. Compliance, you are saying if the machine is non-compliant, then the application will not get installed.
Might be the policy we deployed from here. How someone knows that policy is there if the machine is not compliant?
No, application deployment and compliance policy, these are two different things. Even if
Okay.
the machine is non-compliant, application will get installed. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Now, my question was different. I asked you what will be your approach to troubleshoot. So out of 500 machines, 4,500 computers received a policy application installed successfully. Now, out of those 500 machines, we have to check how many machines where the policy is not applied. So we will check the last synchronization time of those machines.
Okay, last synchronization. Yeah.
When was the last time those machines communicated with Intune? So you chances are very high that some machines are offline. Some
Yeah.
machine will not be on the network. They
Yeah.
don't have internet connection, right? Some machines was unenrolled uh, because of some configuration issues, or some machines are not communicating to Intune anymore, and some machines are failed, right?
Yeah.
So in the failure one, what will be your approach? How to identify, let's say out of 500, 100 computers, the failure is there.
So my approach will be I will see the app workload. I will download the logs and see the app workload. What is the
in
error behind that?
in 100 machine, one by one.
Not one by one, but definitely we can see that what is on large scale, what is the error? Installing is failed on what grounds? I mean, it is stalling and then failed, or it is not, the stalling button is not working or anything like that. So we need to check that.
Okay. What could be the issues? Any based on your experience? Suppose you are working in Intune for the past 3 4 years, right? What
Yeah.
could be, you might be facing this. I'm sure you will be facing this kind of issues regularly. What will be your approach?
Uh, my approach is that if the application is not been installed, again, the synchronization time will see if the machine is synchronized or not. If it is still synchronized and machine is still not able to install that application, then we need to say what is the bird hiccups of that machine which don't allow the machine to install. We need to identify that part.
Okay, so the best answer will be in the failure machine, you check the log file on the Intune portal. I mean,
Yeah,
not the log file, but the error code in the
error code. Yeah,
Intune portal. So if the error code is similar in all the machine, then there is only one issue. If error code is different, for example, we checked 5 6 machines, or we will take out a report of those machines. We will get the failure report, right?
you're correct.
And then we will compare the error code. So hardly we will have 2 3 or maximum 5 error codes. So we
Yeah,
will see how many machines with the maximum error same maximum error code. Okay. And
correct.
then sample the machine. You connect to any one of the machines or two of the machines, and then take a look on the app workload log file, and then find out the issue. Maybe it could be um, download issue,
Okay.
or maybe the device has a full C drive is full, right? It does not have enough space to do the installation.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. One of the
Or
case.
the application is installing due to and it is like halfway through it goes, and then it fails due to some other application which is conflicting. It is not letting that application to
Yeah,
install.
maybe the application was already been installed. The key is already there. The HKID, the app register is already been there for
Mm.
that.
So you have to sample
Yeah.
the issues to find out what could be the reason. Okay. Then next point is, have you deployed updates from Intune to the devices?
Yes, I have.
What all types of updates we can deploy from Intune?
We can do the patch management. We can update the patches like when versus Windows Update service in which we have to create some rings, and one by one we have to first deploy when an update comes, then we have to maintain some rings, and in that ring we have to deploy one by one. First ring will identify that deployment is correct or not of application, then it's passed to another ring, and then last we can deploy to all the machines.
No. Okay. So you are talking about Windows Auto Patch. right?
Windows auto patch, right?
Okay, so in Windows Auto Patch, we have, for example, 5 rings. First, the deployment will go to which ring? Prod ring,
Yeah, not the prod ring, testing ring,
test.
test ring. Then test ring, then again more test ring just for 7-8 days. We identify if there any issue, then it will go to production ring. So depending upon how you design your
Okay,
environment.
suppose it is failing in the test environment itself. What do we do then?
We
Suppose we have deployed the updates on the test group.
Yeah.
Later on, we deployed it to the pilot group. And in pilot group, people are complaining that after the installation of update, the device performance is slow or not working properly. What will be your approach then?
We'll revert the changes that we made, whatever the update we have done through Windows update. We'll revert those changes and wait for next cycle for the update. Once we get the next cycle update from the Microsoft, then we test again and then we deploy the app again.
Okay, so you will uninstall manually, or you have option to uninstall updates, roll back.
Rollback option is there. We will do rollback the
Okay,
thing.
okay,
We have five. We have, in autopilot also we have 100 machines. It's not next to
okay,
impossible to do on every machine.
okay. So you have rolled back in pilot machines. What about the prod machines? You will do anything in the prod computers, or you leave that as it is?
Leave it as is because if the autopilot machines are giving me the error, then we don't have because we don't reach to that cycle.
So
So
you don't will you will not do anything for the patches to stop.
yeah, patches to stop. I will remove the patches from those cycles because these patches maybe since we have three
How will you
patches,
do that? How will you do that?
we will roll back those. We will remove
No,
those.
you have rolled back from pilot.
Yeah,
I'm saying, how do you stop the deployment on prod computers?
by removing the updates or by stopping the updates
How
that
will you
this
stop?
particular
That is my question.
to stop. I mean, we will increase the deadline for next 15 days. It should be updated. So instead of next 15 days, we'll increase the
No,
time to 15.
you are stopping. You are not stopping. You are extending the timeline deadline.
Yeah, yeah.
So ultimately, after 15 days, it will get installed. No? So you have one option in patch my PC. Pause option is there. You can pause it.
Pause it.
Got it?
Okay, okay,
In Windows Auto Patch.
okay.
Now you have deployed updates, feature update. Suppose to from that should upgrade the device from Windows 10 to Windows 11.
Correct.
So is it possible from Windows Auto Patch?
Yes, it is possible. But make
Okay.
sure that we have C drive
What are
should
the
be
what are the prerequisite for Windows 11?
for Windows 11. It should be 64-bit and C drive should be at least 60 GB or 50 GB at least, or it should be more than 2 GB of space and 2 GB RAM. These are the
2 GB RAM.
prerequisites. 2 or 4 GB. I'm not too sure, but it's maybe 4 GB RAM.
Actually, the configuration needed for Windows 11 update is you need to have 4 GB RAM,
Yeah,
okay, 2 core processor,
two-core processor.
25 gigabyte free space in C drive, the operating system drive,
Yeah, correct.
and secure boot needs to be enabled. Secure boot.
Secure boot enabled.
If
Okay,
secure boot is not enabled, you cannot upgrade the device from Windows 10 to Windows 11.
okay.
Okay. Now, suppose you have deployed Windows 11, people are now complaining. What will you do?
I first want to know what is the error if they are getting slowness issue, what type of issue they are getting. First, we need to isolate the issue before jumping into
Uh,
anything.
Okay, so we are getting slowness. Like suppose you have deployed to pilot computers, and out of 25 out of 30 machines, 50% of people are complaining.
I mean, first we need to understand what is the issue. If they are saying the Sonus issue is there, then we will ask our support team to remove the temp files and everything been done, just to check, make sure, because what happened when people use Windows 10 and they migrate to any new changes, it is not easy for them to accept that. So before
Okay, you
doing,
have done everything. You have done everything.
yeah.
What will be your next approach?
My next approach will be the prerequisite. I will see if the space is free or not. If I will see if the memory consumption of the RAM is consumption is more been for any particular app or not. That is might be the issue also. If we have tested everything and still it is a complaining, then I will do the rollback for those machine. Unfortunately, but we have to do that if we have done everything.
1 minute, 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can roll back the device from Windows 10 to Windows 11.
yeah,
Sorry,
we can
Windows 11 to
11 to 10.
Windows 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any timeline in that one, or you can roll back after 2 months, 3 months?
No, we
Is it
have
possible?
timeline. Yeah, it is possible. Let's say if the we have already we have done the migration from 10 to 11, then we have 30 days. We can set to 30 or 60 days time. If they don't like, they can user itself can roll back to Windows 10. We give them that
User can
feature.
do that.
Yeah, user can do that.
Okay.
I mean, doing on every machine is very difficult. So we'll give this feature. You have 30 days time. If you don't happy, you can roll back to Windows 11, 10 if it's not working.
Okay. Um, Now suppose if somebody needs Intune access, Intune
Access.
basic access, help desk type of access, like a customized access. We don't want to give him complete access, but very minimal access we need to do. So is it possible to give a custom access to someone?
Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. What type of access you want? You want to give a read-only access? You want a only log
No,
reader, or you want a complement?
I would like to, let's say I have I purchased Dell computer or Lenovo computers. Okay. So I would like to give access to Dell vendor. They can log into our Intune tenant and upload the hardware ID of the Dell devices. Only that access I need to give. Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible.
How do we do
We
that?
can we can give the device access to the any tenant. We can only give the device access where he can upload that ID on devices.
So
We won't give the
yeah,
access to
no,
deployment or.
how that is done.
I mean, we can do it from the roles and features. There is
Okay, roles and feature. There are various roles available. So we can choose any one of the roles from
yeah,
there.
in Intune Administrator, we have different role like device, compliance policy, configuration profile, app deployment, or maybe updating. So depending upon what type of role, since you are saying that user wants
I'm
a,
saying not user. I'm saying we purchase computer from Dell and Lenovo, right? So we
yeah,
need to give only that access wherein the vendors, where Dell and Lenovo vendors, they can upload hardware ID of the devices in our Intune tenant.
What will master? I think it should be done in the autopilot if I'm not wrong, but not sure I'm.
Autopilot, yes, but we would like to give only a specific role. Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible. I'm not remembering what type of rule it is, but yes, we can give that.
Okay, so I'll tell you. In tenant administration in Intune, when you go to tenant administration and when you go to roles and permission, right? Or Intune roles. So there are many roles. Those are default roles, built-in roles. Those are built-in, but we will have to give a custom role. We have to create a custom role. That was my I was looking for that answer. We
Okay,
will create a customized role for our vendor and we will give that permission so they can log into Intune portal. We will give username and password to them. They can log in and upload the hardware ID. That's it.
okay.
They cannot do anything. Everything else they will have insufficient access.
Yeah, correct.
Got it?
So how we can do the customized role? Any
So,
how? If you can tell
hmm,
me more, how we can customize the role for vendor? What is the process to do that? If you can tell me a bit.
so you have various roles there, right? In Intune, in
Yeah,
TNet administration. You
yeah.
can copy one of the roles. Copy help desk role, for example. In that, you can enable couple of features and rest everything will be disabled.
I'm in the
Okay.
tenant administration. In the tenant administration, we need to go custom help and support. We need to go.
No, in tenant administration, you need to go to um,
If you can show me once, please.
you share your screen, then I can take a look.
Yeah, I'll.
Mm. You need to go to roles. Click on roles.
Where? Yeah, okay, roles. Sorry, tenant administrator roles. There it is. Yeah,
Mm. So these are your default built-in roles,
yeah, built-in role.
right? But we if we give these roles, then they will have more permission. We don't
More
want
permission.
more permission. We would like to give only specific permission.
We can
Okay.
create that.
So so we can, yeah,
Create
name anything of your choice.
Dell Dell vendor.
Mm, Next.
Next.
And in this one, you can give the role which you would like to give. Understood?
What
You
was
can
the
go
role?
to
Device
device
configuration. Configuration.
device configuration. For example, if you would like to give create, yes. Suppose if you would like to give update, view report, assign, read permission, you can choose yes. So only these role will be given. These permission will be given to them. Other permission will not be given to them. Are you
Okay.
getting the
Yeah.
concept?
What is the scope tags?
Scope tag, you basically that is for administrator who can see that thing, who cannot see. So not for user.
Okay, not for the. Okay, we can review and we can create that.
Mm.
So how Dell vendor can create once I create this role? How he
So
can?
the Dell vendor will go to your Intune portal and then they will go to the autopilot section and upload the hardware ID.
Okay, let's say this
Understood?
is a Intune. Yeah, this is a Intune. So I have to give assign role to anyone. Here we can assign the role. Okay.
Yes, you have to assign.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. Got it. Got it.
Basically, this
Thank
is
you.
just an example. You have to find out the exact one and you need to enable that one and give that permission to your vendor.
Thanks, Kasif.
Understood?
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
No worries. Now, the next question is, one minute. Now, in Windows Autopilot, You have worked on Windows Autopilot too?
Yes, I mean not really, but yes. You have what you have told me. That's I know a little bit, but yeah.
Okay. In Windows Autopilot, first of all, let me know the benefit of Windows Autopilot. Why do we need Windows Autopilot?
I mean to avoid the manual task. I mean whatever the task we perform day to day, it help. I mean whatever the deployment we do, whatever the configuration we made, so that time will save in autopilot something. I mean to build a PC to give the policies, we don't have to push again and again. We have to add. If it is autopilot, if it is you put anyone in the autopilot group, rest can be taken. It's kind of an automation, I will say. Automation of
Hmm.
all manual tasks
Right,
we do, it comes in
right.
at one plate.
Okay, so in Autopilot, suppose I am trying to import the device hardware ID, right?
Yeah.
So uh, I am trying to import it, but it is failing. It is
Okay.
failing. Why? What could be the reason why the device is not getting imported? In Autopilot, we import hardware ID, right?
Right.
Okay, tell me the methods of import. How do you bring the device? How do you import the device in Intune portal?
Import the device in Intune portal. Need to know.
How will you collect the hardware ID from the devices?
I mean the OEM registration method maybe.
No, suppose for Windows Autopilot, we need hardware ID, right? You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get the hardware ID from the devices?
Through hardware hash, maybe hardware hash, we can collect the device. If I remember, you have given me one command where we have to put. You have shown
So
me.
using PowerShell, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
You
don't know
will
the
run
steps.
PowerShell. Yeah, you
Yeah,
will run PowerShell, and then it is gonna give a hardware ID in CSV file,
CSV
right?
file, right?
That is one method. Using that CSV file, you can import the hardware ID in Intune portal. That is one
Correct.
method. What is the second method? Without the CSV file,
Mm,
suppose I have a machine, right? And that machine, I would like to import the hardware ID of the machine from the machine itself. I don't have to log into Intune portal like a CSV file. You collect the hardware ID in a CSV file, and then you copy the CSV file into your Intune computer and then import the CSV file. I would like to import the hardware ID from the device itself, from that particular device where I am going to run the Windows Autopilot configuration. Is it possible?
it is possible, but I don't remember that. I mean, apologies.
Okay.
I don't.
So suppose you have a machine, and on that machine you are about to run Windows Autopilot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on that machine you have to open PowerShell and run PowerShell command, and in the command you have to put -online so that it is gonna import the hardware ID from the device itself. You don't have to copy the hardware ID in a CSV file and then import it in Intune. You can
Correct.
do it from the computer itself.
Okay.
Okay, so um, in Windows Autopilot, suppose you tried Windows Autopilot, but it is not able to. You tried to import the hardware ID of a device, but it is not importing. It is failing. What could be the reason?
I mean, maybe this is not a physical machine. Maybe we are trying on virtualization, or
The virtual machine cannot be imported.
it
Virtual
is
machine
important.
hardware ID.
Yeah, it is
So,
important.
so
Don't
what
know.
is the
Don't know, Kasif. No idea.
okay? I'll give you one hint. Suppose you have imported hardware ID in the last tenant. You have old tenant, Intune tenant, and you have imported the hardware ID of a machine in the last one. Can you import the same hardware ID in the new tenant?
No, first we need to remove that machine from the intra ID, and then we can do that. We need to see if the machine is existing or not. If the machine is already been existing in autopilot, it cannot be
From
removed.
from where you will remove? From the new
In
tenant or the old tenant?
old tenant.
Right. From the old tenant, you have to remove the device, and you cannot remove it from Enter ID. You have to first remove it from Intune portal. Then
Into
you can remove it from
intra
Enter
ID.
ID.
Yeah, yeah. It should become in the purple icon, if I remember. Yeah, purple icon. Kasif, one thing I want to know, if someone asked me in the interview, what is your day-to-day role? So how would I justify what is my day-to-day role? How would I answer this
Okay,
question?
so in day-to-day role will be like, you can say, in on daily basis you get requirement to package and deploy applications from Intune portal.
Okay,
On day-to-day basis, you check issues with the deployment. You know, if the application is failing to install in some of the machines, you take a look on why it is failing, check the log file, and fix those issues. On day to day, you can take a look on compliance issues. In case if compliance devices are non-compliant, then why the devices are non-compliant. So you need to get those devices compliant. Okay. Plus configurations. You deploy a specific configuration as per requirement from IT security team or from a different team. You deploy configuration policies. Okay.
okay,
Then you make sure um, people are people in your organization are able to get the updates. The updates are deploying properly.
regular interval time. Okay,
And update should be installed without user interaction. It should be done after working hours. Okay, after working hours. It should not install during working hours. So those things you need to take care. Plus, you onboard devices into Defender portal. As and when a new device comes in, we need to make sure they are onboarded into Defender for the security evaluation, whether the device is secure or unsecure.
okay,
Then Windows Autopilot configuration, right? So
okay.
you configure Windows Autopilot, you deploy it to certain groups. Different For Mumbai, you will have a different autopilot configuration. For London, you will have a different autopilot configuration. For New York computers, you will have different autopilot configuration. Okay, so
Right.
you need to work with your hardware team. They will be performing autopilot configuration. So you can create multiple groups based on the region. Mumbai region groups, London region groups, right?
Right.
People in London will choose London configuration, autopilot configuration. People in India, they will use a India configuration, Windows autopilot configuration. So you have to work with them and help them to get more information related to Intune and how to collect log file. You need to guide them how to collect log file of Windows autopilot, and then you can read those log files where the devices are not receiving Windows Autopilot or it is failing due to some
Mm,
reason,
okay,
right? Then you also assign roles to your help desk employees
Yeah.
or desktop support engineers to fix
Troubleshoot.
issues, to troubleshoot, so that they can remotely connect to employees' computer and fix issues from there.
Right.
As and when people are leaving the organization, you disable their account and delete
Yeah.
their devices from Intune and Intra portal. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you also need to make sure your mobile devices are enrolling properly. You work with your employees or your hardware team in case if they are facing some challenges, some issues. For example, Apple certificate is expired, so you have to
Yeah.
renew the certificate, right? For
Yeah.
example, Android devices are not getting enrolled due to some restriction policy, so you have to change the configuration setting. You work with IT security. IT security will keep on giving new requirements. Okay, new requirements that we have to make sure the download of the files from email attachment, it should not happen in the device, it should happen in OneDrive. Okay, screen capture is not enabled. Make sure camera is not enabled. So all those kind of security policies you create a daily basis. Got it?
Correct.
As and when it is required, you create these kind of policies for Android devices, iPhone devices, MacBook, Linux devices. Yeah. Then you also need to find out how many devices where C drive space is less. So
Yeah.
you create scripts and remediation policy. You also do some or automation to auto fix the issues. You find
Yeah.
out top 10 issues, and on those top 10 issues, you take a look whether those issues can be remediated automatically
Yeah.
without
Remediation.
remediation, without any um, manual intervention.
Correct.
Just like in our training, we did the C drive
See that full
remediation.
percent type. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember.
So these kind of activities you can tell them that I do on regular basis. Okay, Windows, suppose I have a bare metal computer, bare metal, which does not have any operating system. Can I
Yeah.
upload, can I install operating system on that machine using Intune Windows Autopilot?
Yes, we can. If someone has uploaded the hardware ID, then definitely we can do that. If we have the hardware ID uploaded.
Okay, okay, hardware ID is there. Now the Windows operating system is not there in that machine, or the operating system was there, but now it is corrupted. Can we run Windows Autopilot on that machine?
I think yes, we can.
We
We can
cannot do
still do
that.
that. Okay,
Bare
we cannot
metal
do that.
computers. Bare metal machine is what? The machine which does not have any
Blank
operating
machine.
system, which is just
Yeah.
a hardware.
Hardware.
For
Okay.
example, like a desktop, when you purchase, when you assemble a computer, you purchase multiple parts of the computer, let's say a motherboard,
Okay.
processor,
Okay.
SMPS, and then it's like a bare metal machine before you load operating system. Can you run Windows Autopilot on that machine? No,
No,
you cannot.
we need operating
Windows
system.
Auto, yeah, Windows Autopilot will run only on machines which has pre-existing operating system.
Got it. If to run that, you need to have either you have Windows 10 or 11, and then if you give the hardware uploadation, then all autopilot do the rest. On bare metal doesn't work. Got it.
Now, every month, um, this Intune latest version is coming. How do you upgrade Intune to the latest version? Hmm?
I mean, we can create a policy in that, or
No,
whenever you.
Intune. I'm talking about Intune. Every month, Microsoft is releasing updates, okay, for Intune.
Uh,
Do we have to do anything? We don't have to do anything because it is getting updated and maintained by Microsoft itself.
Microsoft, so we can't do anything. Okay.
Mm. Can we manage server from Intune?
Server, no. Server only managed by SCCM.
Okay.
Just give me 1 minute. Hello? Yeah, Kashyap, sorry.
Yes. Okay. Can we manage Linux boxes from Intune, Linux server?
Yeah, we can do. Not Linux server, yes, we can do. Linux machine, we can do. Server, we can't do anything. I mean, server cannot be managed.
Okay. Can we manage Android TV from Intune?
Yes, we can.
MacBook?
Yes, we can. MacBook, OS, yes, we can. Kashif, if I'm not wrong, server we cannot manage, right? Server can be only managed by SCCM. Is
Right.
this correct?
Yes. Can we manage application without enrolling a device? Can we manage application in some devices without enrolling those devices into Intune?
Uh, that is a very tricky question, but I think we can.
Yes, we can. Application management comes under mobile application MAM. So even though the device is not enrolled, we can still manage applications,
Okay.
policies on application, how application will open, some, let's say, on Android devices or iPhone devices, even though the device is not enrolled, we can still manage application. We can control application features.
Yeah, correct. There are a lot of tricky questions. I mean, frankly speaking, a lot of things I need come to know.
Okay, so suppose I need to create one policy that user cannot copy the content from his personal computer into USB. Is it possible we can do
Ye-
it?
Yeah, we can do it. We can create an app protection policy in that, or maybe the policy we can create while deployment of that app. We can
Mm.
rectify the policy that this application, when you open the app, this cannot be transferred the data from this website, or this application can only be accessible on that particular website. This can be done under the app protection policy.
Right. We can create application protection policy. Where the application gets downloaded in the device?
Uh,
Win32 application?
in the C drive, it get this C drive.
Where location?
Intune, somewhere Intune folder is there under the there are three stages: staging folder, then rectify, and
Mm.
then some three type of folder. I don't
Yeah.
remember,
So
but yeah,
we have incoming folder, staging folder, and IME cache folder. Three
yeah.
different locations. C program files x86, Intune management extension, then we have content, then incoming, then staging, then IME cache. Okay. Log file location.
Uh, file location, I don't remember.
It is in C program data, Microsoft Intune management extension, logs, and inside that you will find all the client logs.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Can we collect log file of many machines without logging into the computers?
Yeah, we can download the logs from the Intune admin portal if we have the access.
What option is there?
I mean, Intune option. I mean, in Intune we have the option to do that.
What option?
I mean, if
It
we
is
go to
collect diagnostic log.
okay, so we can't.
Maximum collect diagnostic log in Intune. We can do that. Maximum for how many machines we can do collect? Let's say we
100,
have many machines, huh?
100 or maybe more than that.
Right, 100 machines. We can collect log files, or we can take bulk action on 100 machines maximum, like retire 100 machines or synchronize 100 machines or collect diagnostic log files of 100 machines maximum.
Okay,
Okay.
correct.
If a device is not getting auto enrolled, then what could be the issue
Auto enrolled. I mean, the issue is
in
the
Tune?
yeah, if device is not auto enrolled, maybe the device is not synced. Last synchronization time we need to see if the device was synced or
No,
not.
no, no, no. No, it is first initial phase where the device needs to get enrolled into Intune for the first time.
Okay. For the first time, these are five test cycles which run initially when we. Okay, got it.
So the device is not getting auto enrolled. Manually, you are able to enroll the
Not the
machine into
part of
it.
that, not the part of that group of which we initially the machine should be. Let's say if
Not
the
machine, user.
user is not
User
that part,
needs to be a part of a group of auto enrollment,
auto
right?
enrollment, yes.
If user is not part of auto enrollment group, then it will not enroll
It
automatically.
correct.
Does user need license for auto enrollment or Intune enrollment?
Uh, it depends if the group itself have the license, then user don't need that. If user have the license, then it also don't need it. So depend upon the group license. If group have the license or user auto get user get the license for that.
So ultimately user needs license, right?
License is required. Obviously, license
How
is
it
required.
is, how he is getting, that's a different story altogether, but he
Yeah,
needs license.
yeah, he needs.
Okay. Can we restrict people not to enroll their personal devices?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We
Can
can
we
do that.
restrict, can we restrict uh, people to not in to do not enroll if their devices are having old version of operating system?
Yes, we can do that. Let's say if a user using Android 8.10 and we can restrict to want any application should be deployed more than 12 or 13, we can do that.
Right, we can do that. Okay, good. So you have answered almost like 70% properly. Little bit you have to
Brush up.
focus on focus on the things. I'm going to share the recording with you. Also, interview question and answers which I had shared with you. You take a look on that one. Okay. Most
Sure.
of the questions I was asking from there. So you need to make sure you um, focus on those areas where you were not able to answer. Okay.
Thanks, Kashif, for all the support throughout this session. I really enjoyed this session and definitely I'm looking forward and definitely it will be helpful for me.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Okay. So all the best for your future interviews. In case
Yeah,
if you need more assistance, you let me know. Okay.
sure, Kashif. Please upload this video whenever you
Mhm.
have time. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.